Robot is a 1973 science fiction novel by the Polish author Adam Wiśniewski-Snerg. Wiśniewski-Snerg wrote 3 other novels. Robot was his first, but he fell victim to depression. He committed suicide in 1995 at the age of 58. This novel is usually considered to be his greatest achievement. The protagonist is a robot called BER-66. At the beginning of the novel, we see him emerge from an assembly line, one of a series of robots with equally impersonal names, after which he receives instructions from a hidden entity which introduces itself as the mechanism. It tells BER-66 he's a probe. He'll receive instructions as thoughts in his head. Mostly those thoughts will appear to be his, and he'll be consoled by the conviction that he was acting freely. He'll always believe he had a multiplicity of choices. Nevertheless, the course of action he settles on will generally have been predetermined by the mechanism. As he begins his assignment, others take him for a human being, although his identity and that of those others shifts. He learns there's been a catastrophe on Earth. Where he's living now is an underground shelter whose exits were sealed when the catastrophe struck. The catastrophe's true nature only gradually becomes apparent, but it seems the entire shelter was extracted from the Earth and is now being transported through space at close to light speed. Alongside the shelter, there's a stereoscopic image of Earth's final moments. Wiśniewski-Snerg uses physics to make all of this plausible. Superficially, Robot resembles a Kafka novel, except that the weirdness nearly always has a scientific explanation. The novel ends with 2 philosophical reflections. The first, a satirical one concerning Karl Marx's from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs. It's important to remember that Robot was written when Poland was behind the Iron Curtain. The second, a more speculative one concerning the kinds of superior beings the universe has undoubtedly produced and whether we would be able to understand them. To some extent, it's this discussion that provides the novel's climax, but also its rather unsatisfactory conclusion. The biological limitations of human thought preclude further discoveries. Besides the well-worn hard and soft categorization, there's arguably a divide in science fiction analogous to the analytic continental one in philosophy. Analytic writers foreground the science. They're at least cautiously optimistic and their narratives are easy to follow. Continental writers privilege existentialist questions. They're much more equivocal about the benefits of science and their narratives tend to be rather more arcane. Of course, Wiśniewski-Snerg belongs in the latter category. Robot is an incredibly ambitious novel, but in the end, the story it tells seems built around the philosophy it wants to propound. So to a large extent, it stands or falls on whether that philosophy works. The odds may be stacked against it. On the whole, novelists tend to make poor philosophers. Over to you.